Hello and welcome to the instructions for the Phantom 4 Pro drop system. This is a snap-on device for the Phantom 4 Pro and works kinetically by the camera hitting this trigger here. This is much different than the Phantom 3 system. As you can see, it snaps onto the top of the landing gear and it has a few different features. Due to where the camera was, I had to switch which side the bolt was on, but it works pretty much the same. To load the device, you pull on the bolt and push down on the pin at the same time. Then the camera comes in and hits the device and drops the payload. It has the same hole here to tether to some part of the drone here to keep it from falling off in case something maybe somebody's tied a line to it and it pulls it off. You can increase the tension of the pull with the tension rod here, which may make it harder for the camera to hit, but it will pull with more force. But again, usually works just fine like that. The added feature here is this box on the bottom. Because I could go on the top, I could add a little bit of this little cage here, and what happens is once this is hooked to your device and you bring in the Skyhook and put it in and load it, to keep it from swaying, this box holds it from starting to make a kind of toilet bowl motion on your drone. And once it's loaded, same thing, camera comes in and it drops. Recommended half a pound, will drop every time. If you have a pound, which it's been tested for, a pound, a little over a pound, you may have to take your controller and just give it a little shake on your roll and it should fall off. But the Phantom 4 Pro is nowhere near as strong as the Phantom 3, and flying with the pound is tough. That's all I'll say. But let's get on to the other part. Okay, now with the Phantom 4 Standard and the Phantom 4 Pro, you can take the device. This is where the camera hits. This is where the payload is attached. Camera, payload. You can put it on and snap it on towards the back. Saves you a little time being on your knees trying to do it while the copter's on the ground. You fire up the drone. And as you can see, the camera will initialize and calibrate. And if your device is there, it will just keep banging it and never initialize. Turn on your system, your controller, then enter your device. May give you some goofy error messages because we're indoors. But you go into the menu system, find the controller, and on your C1 button, which is actually on your left, or your C2 button, you want to make sure that it says camera forward or down, whatever button you'd like to push. We'll do them both for fun. That way my hand can be out of the way. So now you know that you're good there. And we're going to move this to the side for a sec. And on the page there is a picture showing you, there's two lines on the bottom of how to line this up. But what I usually do is I load it, pull it forward to about the center of the camera, and then give it a test. And that's usually about right, the center of this area here. You can look on the bottom, it's about 10 millimeters from the back as it says, and you can adjust as you like it. Again, pull back on the bolt, push the pin in, it's loaded. Push the C2 or C1, C2 button, bingo. Put your your sky hook in there. Well, let's undo that because it'll keep pushing, which is good. Load it up. Bob's your uncle. And away you go. Hit your button again and you're going. And due to the nature of how thin this is, you can see your payload drop, and there's all kinds of fun for everyone. It's a fairly simple device, and that's a fairly simple, straightforward process on how to put it together. Fly carefully.